What's up, guys? This is Justin Compton here. I'm going to try to bring you guys a little something different. We have the Raising Compton series going on in muscular development. We're releasing an episode every week. That series is, got a lot to do with my personal life, getting to know me, my friends, my family, where I came from, my roots, my college background and everything like that. And then there's training that talks about me and Evogen and Honey and our relationship. But I noticed I've been getting a lot of requests from people wanting to see some training videos. So I've kind of wanted to reach out to everybody and want to give you guys what you're looking for. So basically every session that I do now, we're going to tape just maybe a few little segments, give you some tidbits, some training tips, and you'll get to see little pieces of me here and there. And we're going to do this every day, and we're going to compile this into a weekly video. So when you guys start watching these, there's going to be a new one come out at the end of the week. So we're 6 weeks out right now. So you're going to see a minimum of 6 more of these leading into the Arnold. And each week I'm going to give you guys a little bit of kind of like what changes, what happened with my diet, whether I took cardio out, added it in, ate 1,800 carbs or went down to 250. We'll give you guys a little background on what happened. And this week I don't really have a whole lot to say right now because I'm kind of losing my voice. I've kind of gotten sick, but I've just been taking my meds and trying to get over it because I know that being sick is not really an excuse right now. At 6 weeks out, I still got to get in and gotta get it on, get it done. I mean, each day counts now. So you guys, if you guys are interested in my training, want to see how I do things, get a real good close feel of how I train, my form, my sets, my volume. These workout videos are going to come out once a week, and they're going to be on my YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe and check it out. I want to talk to you guys. I've been getting a lot of requests on Instagram, Facebook, my MD Q&A, and just people in the gym, local guys, always asking me about my diet, how I'm changing things, and it's kind of hard for me to explain it to people, but I'm going to do the best I can right now. I do things in a very different fashion probably than most bodybuilders. I can't really speak for the other guys that do everything on their own, but the guys that have coaches are probably changing their diet every 2, 3, maybe 4 days, because if you have a good coach, most likely he has a good clientele as well, and he's not going to have the time to physically talk to you every morning at 6 o'clock when you wake up, and you get your weight and you take your pictures. So he's going to give you a diet every 2 or 3 days. I'm not saying that having a coach is a bad thing, because I've learned everything I know off my previous coaches. I've not been just a doer. I've been a student and a learner. So when I'm given a plan, I don't necessarily question it, but I figure out why I'm doing it, and I listen and I watch how my body responds to it. So over the last 4 or 5 years of competing, I've really taken note to this to see what has worked for me and what hasn't. So last year, most people know the Orlando Pro, I did my diet from start to finish, and I changed it as often as needed. And basically my off season was the same way, and Arnold is the same way. And this year, like right now, I'm sitting right about 400 carbs a day at the moment. And today I actually had to pull them down. People ask how I adjust this. I don't adjust it based on a plan. I don't have anything written out of my computer what tomorrow's plan is, what the next day and the next day. I wake up in the morning and I check my weight and I pose in the mirror and I'll go by feel. With the combination of the 3, I decide, whether or not I need more food or less food. So my protein essentially stays the same year-round, off-season or prep, and I adjust my carbs and my fat to more or less adjust my conditioning and my appearance. And I'm in a phase, kind of at midpoint in prep right now. We are, the beginning of this video, we start at 7 weeks out, and this recap is 6 weeks out. My body is, I'm definitely ahead of schedule right now. I'm not in exact contest shape yet, but when I'm initial phase, at the beginning of my prep, and then when I'm in off season, my body's very, very predictable. I can pretty much know what I need to do from 2 or 3, 4 days in advance. But when it comes to the last 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes I may end up planning something that morning, saying this is what I'm going to do today. And, you know, throughout the day, you know, I may have a very high volume workout and I feel just so fatigued and tired. I look at myself and I realize I'm flat, you know, end up putting more carbs in later that night. You know, this is an approach that a few guys out there I know use, like Juan Morel. He adjusts his diet as he needs to, and this is, I unfortunately can't eat the amount of food that he does, but I'd use the same sense of listening to my body on what it needs. And this came from, you know, years of experience. It's not something that any coach can really offer a client. It's something that, you know, the client needs to learn on their own. And, you know, like I said, I wake up every morning and I change things. So the beginning of this week, I started at around 700 carbs, and now I'm down to 380, 400-ish. And, you know, tomorrow is looking like it might be a little bit lower, but, you know, I'll have to wake up in the morning and see. I mean, I think having a coach is definitely, for rookies and even, you know, even national guys and even pros and even top pros, if you're one of those guys that you don't know your body that well, a coach it's definitely needed. That's how you learn. But, you know, as a college, you know, as anyone who went to college, going to college doesn't make you smart. Going to college just simply means that you have the ability to learn. And, you know, I've had my coaches over the years, and I've picked up all my details, and I've, you know, tampered, you know, with my own diet. You know, I've saw that this food makes me do this, or that food makes me do that. You know, I don't do well with turkey. I don't really eat turkey. You know, there's certain fishes I don't do well with. So I know what foods work and what don't, and I don't try to break protocol. I just, you know, I kind of stick with what works for me in the past. And, you know, this year, I kind of scrolled through my notes from the Orlando Pro, and I saw some of the mistakes that I had made, and kind of let myself go flat in a few times. And I came in a little bit lighter than I probably should have at 242, 244. So this year, you know, I'm making sure to correct those mistakes. And when I step on stage at the Arnold, I'm definitely going to be at my best from every angle in terms of size, conditioning, posing, fullness, dryness. I like to write all my stuff down, you know, the last few weeks of the show, so I know where I went wrong at and if I need to make any changes for the following show. So I've been kind of studying up on it, and I have a general idea what I need to do. You know, right now it's just playing things day by day to make sure that I can get as peeled as possible when that time comes.